Hello, everybody. It's episode 127, Average Guy Opinions. I am your average guy, John Corelli. I'm going to talk a little bit about what happened in Israel, and we'll just call it Palestine today. That's part of the problem, to be honest, is that Palestine does not have their own state. And if you want things to get better, I suggest that happen. Israel's been around since 1948. It's time Palestine had a place of its own or a country of its own. Anyway, so what's going on? It's funny because I got my computer right in front of me. That's why you see the glow on my glasses there. Trying to, like I said, do more opinions about things happening every day. And once again, this is one of the flashpoints in the entire planet is Jerusalem and Israel and Palestine and Gaza and all these places we know about. And I do realize, and I, just scrolling through here, there is like an entire. It always has been this way, and it's still prevalent. Like 72 years after, or 73 years after Israel has become a state, they will always have the United States backing, always, and just the bias in the news, the language that's used. It's slight, but it's obvious. Like I hit Israel news. That's all I hit. Israel news in Google. Hamas launches new attack on Israel. Let's see. Israel strikes Gaza. Uh, Hamas fires rockets. Hamas and Israel exchange rocket fire, which is the Boston Globe on MSN, which sounded like the most even one. Let's see. It just seems like a lot of times attack is used when the Palestinians hit Israel, and strike is used. And attack is definitely a more a strong word than strike is. And it just, we've watched it for a long time. We've watched. Here's what happened. This is my understanding. I haven't followed the entire thing yet, and I should have read more before I got on with you guys. However, there's a mosque, and I've heard of it. It's called the Aqsa Mosque. I believe it's in Jerusalem. Here's part of the problem too. Well, let me go aside a little bit with that. Jerusalem is the, how do I say, primary, I guess, holy site for the world's three biggest religions: Islam, Christianity, and Judaism. That's a problem. They got three huge religions all competing, or I don't know if I'd say competing, but all claiming this is a holy site for us. This is a major holy site, and close to this is the Al Aqsa Mosque, and it was on fire. Last I saw some footage. My son told me about it. Logan told me about it. Logan's a Twitter follower. I don't really do Twitter. I have an account, but I just mainly put my podcasts on there, which and these I sometimes transfer Average Guy Opinions to there. I just don't have the time to get on Twitter, and so he showed me it, and it is sad. This is the big reason I'm one of the big reasons I am anti-religion. It separates every bit as much as it gets people together. It's a real problem. I mean, I don't believe a billion Christians can tell a billion Muslims they're wrong, and vice versa. And they both seem often to have hatred for the Jews. And I don't think, it doesn't help that the Jews call themselves God's chosen people. That might not help your side. I'm not excusing anything, but I mean, I think they all honestly think they're God's chosen people, but the Jews say it more, and it seems to be more of a part of their tenets than anywhere else. But I'm looking at I'm looking at these pictures. I'm looking briefly at these reports, and it's just the same shit all over again. And the retaliations by the Israelis are usually anywhere from 1 to 100 fold versus what their neighbors, their angry neighbors, do. Like, I remember it wasn't too long ago, 5-10 years ago. I think it was Hezbollah people in not Jordan, Lebanon, lobbed some missiles into Israel, and which is, I'm not rationalizing any of this violence. However, they lobbed missiles just random, killed 14 people. Not good. So what do the Israelis do? And this is probably honestly an Israeli type, some sort of Israeli commando, whatever their special forces are called. There's probably some saying within it, like, hey, for every one of us they kill. We're going to kill 100 of theirs because they literally did kill 1,400 people after 14 of theirs were killed. They absolutely went ape shit in. I don't know if it was Beirut, but they went probably and just obliterated parts of Lebanon because those were where the missiles came from. So, you know, they killed 14 of ours. We got to kill 1,400 of theirs, and it's just a real problem. It's disappointing. It's a disappointing aspect of humanity. I've always said I'm neutral on religion as a thing, but I don't know. I'm getting less and less neutral. I'm getting more anti-religion. There are some good things. Like I said, religion can bring people together. People can do great things in the name of religion, but we've obviously seen horrific things done in the name of religion. And this is just another disappointment. We're always afraid that this could start World War III. I doubt it. Unless this somehow stretches to Syria and the Russians, who are longtime Syrian allies, start some stuff with Israel and we back Israel. I mean, there's always a possibility. It's just, I don't know. All I keep saying in my head is sad and disappointing. All because of bullshit, honestly. You prove to me there's a God, maybe I'll get on board with you. But until then, you got out of sight of some holy books that were written thousands of years ago when not only the general populace were idiots, even the geniuses then were idiots. All they wanted to do was control the population, right? That's all this was about. Here's how my theory behind the Bible and the Quran and the Torah and any other holy book that was written to control people was some rich guys were like, you know what? We're starting to realize there are way more poor people than there are rich people and even people to defend the rich people. If they get organized, we are fucked. How do we convince them that this is a good lifestyle, that them living like shit and us living like kings is fine? Let's make up religion. I don't think it's that far-fetched. It's way less far-fetched than the some god with a big white beard created everything. Way less far-fetched. I'm a science guy. What can I say? So, you know, I just do. I think these books were written, and they were written by scribes. And let's be honest, who held all the power back then were the priests and the scribes. They were the people that had access to religion or access to education, access to getting things written and down, knew how to use language. And most people couldn't even fucking read or write, and they could speak and hear and communicate, but they couldn't read and write. And so let's start the education, but let's start it with an indoctrination. We're going to start, okay, hey, we're going to teach you a bunch of stuff. Look at this awesome book. Learn it, love it, live it, and know that if you do anything wrong, God will crush you. Now, since God will crush you, we don't have to. And now we're outnumbered, but it's fine because you guys are all a bunch of slaves in your head. So kind of the same with capitalism in my opinion. It's like, they scare us by saying, if you don't work, you don't support these things, the communists are going to take over or something bad's going to happen. We're going to have an apocalypse of some kind. No, not really. If we just all got together and told the rich to fuck themselves and said, if you don't just share and help us take care of each other, we're going to fucking overrun you. And unfortunately, we just proved, a few months ago, back in January, that's not going to happen. We proved it about a year ago when the guys with the guns, the Second Amendment people that said, oh, well, you'll want me around when that tyrant takes over. That's what the Second Amendment's for. Well, you supported the tyrant, so fuck yourself. So I don't know too much else to say. I'm going to kill 80 seconds somehow. But I'm looking at these images, and these just started. This was just today. This all started. It's just extra disappointing to see the Aqsa Mosque. It's hard to say, man. That's a tongue twister. Aqsa Mosque. Burning in the background while Jews are waving Israeli flags. A bunch of yarmulkes on their heads, jumping and cheering for it. And that's just sad, because that's not what I think. Ultimately, religion shouldn't be about that. But it is. They're all pitted against each other. Just like the Palestinians cheered when the Twin Towers went down. There's a lot of angry people out there, and they think that God's on their side. Frankly, they're wrong. One little other thing that came about from this. So now you got fucking nut jobs like QAnon types who are, the Jewish space lasers that you heard about from whatever nut job congresswoman. She's already in the ash heap of history. But now you got people saying, this is why we need to take the Jews out. See how they're celebrating? This is like, really? You guys are big Muslim lovers all of a sudden? You Trump supporting QAnon types? Choose a side. You've already chosen your own, or just hate everybody, because that's what you've been doing. All right, you guys. Hopefully that didn't feel too hateful. I will see you guys on the other side. Thanks for watching. Bye.